Styrofoam is everywhere, and it is great for projects. Be it RC planes, boats, or thermal products, it's a free or dirt cheap material. But try cutting this shape using an X-Acto knife. Not only will you fail, you'll also leave a mess behind. There's a much easier way. A simple styrofoam cutter that you could make for under 10 bucks. Look at how clean this cut is. I had all the parts I needed for this project lying around the house. These were 5 feet of 0.5 inch diameter PVC pipe, 4 0.5 inch diameter elbows, 2 T-shape PVC connectors, PVC cement, sandpaper, and gloves, but many alternatives work here, 2 small metal hooks, 3 feet of Nichrome wire, 1 spring, 5 feet of 24 gauge wire. And I also used a drill to make 3 small holes, a power supply, and a vise to hold the cutter when I was using it. You can get creative here and use what you have. The list of materials will also be in the description. First, cut your PVC pipe to the following dimensions. 1 piece 2 feet long, and 2 pieces 1 foot long each. These are T-shaped adapters, and these are elbows. The actual diameter of the pipe isn't that important. I used 1/2 inch pipe and it was fine. After making those cuts, drill small holes on the bottom of the T-joints. The diameter of the hole should be smaller than the diameter of the metal hooks, so they can twist in and not fall out. These hooks will hold a Nichrome wire and spring. Then, twist the metal hooks in. You don't want to screw them all the way in, as we need to sneak some wire in before screwing it all away. The assembled version looks like this, with 3 PVC pipes being pointed out by me here. Don't start gluing yet, though. There are several things you still need to do. Drill a 1/4 inch size hole in one of the PVC elbows. This is needed to sneak electrical wire from the hooks out of the frame. Then, measure and cut 2 wires. The wires should be long enough to cover the distance from each metal hook to the hole drilled in the PVC elbow. I made the measurements by laying out the wire along the frame. Make sure to strip both ends of the wire. Secure the wire to the hook and feed it through the frame to the elbow with the hole. Do this for both metal hooks. Your cutter should now look something like this. The wire from the top hook should run through the frame and out the hole at the bottom elbow, and the wire from the bottom hook should do the same. Around now you will notice just how flexible the frame is. This is not good for cutting. To make a rigid frame, we will need to glue all of the PVC parts together. For this next part, I laid out cardboard so my carpet would not get damaged from the glue. Start by taking out the wire from the hooks and taping them to the frame. We don't want to stretch the wire unnecessarily. Also, tape both wires to the frame at the exit from the elbow hole. Use sandpaper to roughen all connection points on the pieces. This will help the glue hold better. After that, I put on some rubber gloves and started gluing. Apply glue delicately to the PVC parts and make sure they align before you fit them together. The glue dries quickly, so be careful. Once you have glued all joints together, let the assembly dry for a few hours. In the meantime, straighten the Nichrome wire and remove all kinks by using a notepad or book to roll the wire on the floor. This will thin the wire a bit, so don't do this excessively. Once the frame is hardened, take your straightened wire and attach it to one end of the spring, and attach the other end of the spring to the top hook. Stretch the wire tightly from the spring to the bottom hook. Tie a simple knot to secure the wire on the bottom hook. The wire should be taut and vibrate when plucked. Tighten the knot using a pair of pliers and snip off the excess wire. This wire will be useful for other projects, so don't throw it out. Now it's time to set up the cutter for use. I happen to have a welding table with holes, but you don't need a welding table to use this cutter. All you need is a vise to hold the cutter firm above some surface. You can get creative with what you have here. Next, I connected my power supply and played around with the settings to optimize performance. Again, a variable power supply is not strictly needed. You can use a higher power battery charger for a laptop to do the same job. As you can see, various voltages and currents work here. I found that 12 volts at 3 amps did the job for me. Now an important tip. When you're not using the cutter, take the spring off. Otherwise it will stretch with time and the wire will lose its firmness. A simple solution is using a piece of tape to secure the wire to the frame. That's it, folks. Thanks for watching, and happy cutting.